Hello everybody, it's Mindy, and today, as you can tell, is a Yarny video, and I have stuff to show you. I have works in progress, I have some completed objects, and I have some yarn to show you. Of course, that's kind of the rundown, okay? So, crocheting is getting a little easier. I can crochet a little bit more, so I actually have some things finished. And I've started finishing some other things. So, all right, going on to some whips to finish those. All right, let me show you like one of the newest things I've started. Don't ask me why, but I did. So Marley Bird. I've tried to do a couple of Marley Birds like crochet along things recently, and it just hasn't worked out. The last one was like game day for Super Bowl, and I was definitely not crocheting at that time. I didn't get hardly anything done. But this one is called Tournament of Stitches. And this is like 6 weeks. There's a weekly clue. And I have the first one done. I think the next clue is about to come out, and I haven't even started number 2, but I'll tell you why later. I was focused. I was focused on something I had to finish, a couple things I needed to finish. And so now I can get back to this. So let me show you. It is a shawl. And first of all, let me talk about yarn. So I had this yarn, and it's Universal's Uptown Bamboo DK. I had this in 5 colors. And I know that I picked this up at a yarn store, and it was supposed to be for a blanket. And I just picked up 5 just to bring it home, work with it a little bit, see if I could figure out which of the colors I would use for the colors in the pattern, that kind of stuff. I never did it. I don't even remember what blanket it was. So anyhow, this project with Marley Bird is DK weight. Now this is a bamboo yarn. It's a little finer, I think, than most DKs are, but that's fine. This is a shawl. It'll just make it all the more drapey, right? So I had 5 colors, and I'll show you the colors more in a minute. Well, you'll see them here on the part of the shawl I have done already. So it started, right up here. And so we have this grape color, and then there's a gray, there's this pretty teal, and a light purple. It only takes 4 colors. I thought it took 5 when I was like looking at the instructions, but it only takes 4. So I'll talk about that here in a second. As a matter of fact, I might just show you this right now. So I have this. So that's the start of our little shawl, okay? Not bad. So because I had those colors, I didn't have enough of them. So I'm trying to pull from my stash, but I didn't have enough. So I had to go and order 1 skein of each of the colors. And I just ordered all 5 that I had, not even thinking that I really didn't need all 5. I only need 4. So I'm not using the cream, which maybe I could have used the cream. Maybe that would have been more of a contrast than the gray, but I went with the light purple, the teal, the dark purple, and the gray. So I'll have 2 skeins of that left over when I'm done. Anyhow, I got to get busy on that because, like I said, the next clue comes out either today or tomorrow. It's Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember which, but it's coming, so I'm already a week behind. Okay. All right, let me show you what I've pulled out to work on next, because this is the next thing I want finished. This beautiful purple yarn here. And you'll remember this. This is last year's. How do I even grab this? It's just kind of in a bunch here. This is last year's mystery crochet along. Remember it? Remember? From Expression Fiber Arts, okay? But it needed like the finishing border, okay? So all along the edge, it needs a border. So I looked at their pattern, and it was, I think it's 5 rows. 2 rows of single crochet, a row of double, and then 2 rows that make up like this reverse stitch, like a crab stitch. There's no way I want to do the crab stitch. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. So I'm not doing it. So this is what I've done so far. Just hello. Say hello, kitty. Don't bump my phone. Thank you. On one edge. It just goes on the edges. It doesn't go across the bottom or the top. It just goes on the edges. So I have 2 rows of single crochet already. Sonny, you must go. It's much easier to film when he is outside. Hello. Here's what he likes to do. See, this is where he wants to be. We can't film this way though. Okay, you got, no. Okay. No, you got to go. You got to go. Come on, dude, you got to go. This is not working. I'll be right back. Not sure how well that's going to go. I put him back outside and Smokey came in. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyhow. Okay, as I was saying, where's my end here? I have done 2 rows of single crochet, and this is a long, long edge. And then I'm doing a row of double crochet. Then after that, I'm going to do the spider stitch, which is a lot easier than a crab stitch, and it's going to give it a fun little edge. So I'm just making up my own border for this, and it's going to be pretty, and I'm going to like it, and I'm going to enjoy the process. So there's that. Okay, let me see if I can move this out of the way. Are those really the only 2 things I'm working on? They are. Those are the only 2 things I'm currently working on, works in progress. Let me show you finishes. Okay, I'll show you this because I'm done with it. I'm done with it for now. And I don't like the way that it fits, but this is that, I have to stand up and show it to you. This is that crochet test top, okay? It's got this deep, deep, deep V here, which I think at some point I would come and sew this up a little bit, like maybe even up this far, just sew this together, front and back. And truthfully, I would like to add on to the bottom because it's short. Will I? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. That's to be determined. Okay? To be determined. All right, but it's finished. It's finished. I've done my little informational sheet. You are crooked and sideways, and we're all weird. Thank you, cat. Okay. I don't know, but I'm done. All right, I'm done. That's all I got. This is finished. So the other thing I finished is the Advent shawl for Bad Sheep Yarn. This is a big, 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 big thing, okay? All right? It's so pretty. The colors are gorgeous. I have all these leftover little balls I don't know what to do with. I think the first thing I'm going to do is actually wind them up into like balls because they're like, you know, cakes, but they're cakes that are like smushed and kind of falling apart. But anyhow, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I just have to figure out the best way to actually wear it. There's a certain way that you wear it. I was almost done with it last time, but there you have it. It is done. So those 2 objects I've been working on since the beginning of the year. They're finished. They're finished. Okay. I made this guy. I think he's absolutely adorable. I don't think I've shown it to you. Absolutely adorable. I would make more of these. This is 5-weight yarn. I love it. Super cute. He stands really nice. He's super cute. I love him. He's adorable. I'll make more like for craft shows. Okay. Then this little guy. Don't tell anybody, but it's wrong. Just don't tell anybody. It's wrong, but that's okay. Yeah, it's cute. So he's got little feet in there. Right now, he's all apart. I put a question out on my YouTube, like my post, my page, asking if I should sew these little eggshells on. And I don't think I'm going to. I think it's kind of cute this way. Like if you're buying this for a kid and they can take it apart and they can take the egg out of the chick out of the egg, put it back in, play with the little shells. I mean, you know, tip his hat this way. Like, oh, I don't know. I think I kind of like it this way. But it was fun to make. Again, it's the 5-weight yarn. I did have to do something with these little wings. They're basically just little circles. And they looked weird. They just like stuck out like a little circle. So I sewed them together a little bit right here. I sewed them and kind of tacked them down to the body a little bit more. I think I'm done with it. I don't know. That's my take. I think I'm done. So anyhow, those are my completed objects. Four completed objects, and now I have 2 works in progress. And the squares for the Great Granny Adventure, which I'll show you those later. I don't know if that's going to be a very long video every month, but that's kind of the plan. Okay. Oh, no, hang on. I finished one other thing. One moment, please. Well, it's almost finished. Almost. I forgot. Our book sleeve. Our huge book sleeve, which could actually be like a small iPad or I don't know, a big Kindle reader or something. I don't know. But whatever anybody would like to use this for. So I finished it. The only thing I need is the button. So here's our bookmark. Here's our little bookmark. I didn't go all the way to the edge. I'll know next time. Just follow her directions. And I do have a button. I'm going to use this button, which I think will be really cute on there. It's a little purple flower button. So it's done except for attaching the button. And I think it's super cute. I see myself making more of these. Hopefully it'll be easier to make more of them next time. So that was 5 finished objects since January. I know it's not a lot, but hey, it is what it is. But let me show you what's in this box, because this, I had this bright idea and I'm super excited for it. And we figured this out in the Crochet Live last Friday. I'm gonna make a poncho, and I'm gonna make it with this yarn right here, because I had 2 of these that I got at Michael's when this first came out. I went to Michael's. Remember my trip to Michael's, my escape from reality. I had to do something fun for me. Yeah. I got 2 of these at Michael's, and I love this yarn. I think it's going to be super pretty when it works up. So look, it actually shows a poncho on the ball band. That is not the poncho we're going to make, but you can kind of see how it patterns a little bit. This is our next project. I got 2 of them. I have 4. If that doesn't make a decent sized poncho, I don't know what will. So I bought those. Yes, I did. And I'm ready to go for the crochet along. Okay. Now, why? Why? Don't ask me why, because sometimes there is no answer, no reason. It's just, you just do it, right? You just do it. So, you know, I have been getting some, I think you say haute knit yarn. I don't know. Here's my invoice. Thank you so much. Is her name Sherry? Looks like it. So they're doing a year-long neon dreamscape. Neon dreamscape. Oh, now the dog wants in. And I saw this color for month February, neon dreamscape, and I was like, oh, I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. It could go in my blanket, you know. No, yeah, the granny square one. I'll be back again. One moment. These animals, I'm telling you. Sometimes I feel like I live for them. It's my job to just be here to take care of them. Anyhow, this could go in that blanket with the oranges and the pinks and stuff. It probably won't, because I've already decided on my colors for the Granny Square Adventure stuff. But isn't that pretty? Super pretty. I loved it. And I don't know, it was just one of those, I felt like I needed some yarn that day, so I bought it. All right, let's see what order these are in. I think this is probably correct. This is Expression Fiber Arts, because, you know, the next crochet along, I mean, we've already had 3 months. I'm way behind, but I was finishing other stuff, you know? So anyhow, all these little cards here. Spring drew on, and a greenness grew over those brown beds, which, freshening daily, suggested the thought that hope traversed them at night and left each morning brighter traces of her steps. And a little code. Okay. Tips and tricks, and she's helping advertise for some tea. All right. So, you know, I always get a couple because if I'm going to order something, I'm going to pay shipping. I might as well get a couple skeins while I'm there. So I believe this has got to be, I believe this is month 2. So this is probably February, because I think I already have January's caked up and ready to go. So this is for February. All right. And they're using Wish Glow Sport Yarn. I like their sport yarn. It's very nice. I like it a lot. So I think this is February's yarn. But then I threw in this guy, which is called Revel and Rest, which is their, like, she's been doing like a yearly special yarn, motivational, inspirational yarn. This is on Sparkle DK. You could get it on lots of different bases. It's really just a purple with sparkle, but you know, it'll go with some of the other sparkle yarns I have. So that was my thought on that. Then we come to March. This has got to be March's yarn. Is it open? No. My gosh, you guys. Now I need to find scissors or tear. One of the two. What am I going to do? Tear. Let's tear it. Sure. No. Okay, I gotta get up again. I gotta find scissors now. Lord have mercy. Telling you. What a great little video this will be, right? Okay. Open sesame. Here we go. Yarn, cards, bag. Okay. What's this one all about? Just follow us. Da 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 da. A welcome treat. Okay, there's a code. All right, so this is the next color. So now we've gone to yellow. I think the first one might have been, is the first one in blue too? I don't know. But I've seen some of the patterns for these for this year, and it is super pretty. It's super pretty. It's going to be so fun. So there's 2. I should have pulled out the other one so we could have all 3 of them at once. But that one's already caked up somewhere. And this popped up. This is called Bright Beginnings. This was in her oopsies. Lots of these dyers will do oopsie things, you know. There's nothing really wrong with them. They just didn't turn out the way they wanted them to, or what they were looking for, or just, you know, wasn't like the rest of them. Something happened, and they call them oopsies. But what's to oops about that? I mean, seriously, what is there to oops about this? Isn't it beautiful? Look at all the colors in there. There's purple hidden in there, red, green, yellow, orange. That's not real purple. No, it's kind of more like a teal in there, but isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. So here's my 2 like bonus skeins that I got just because. And there's the 2 for the next crochet along. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, I've only got a couple more things. Honestly, really. I don't have my subscription boxes for April yet, so that'll be next month. All right, so I was watching the Yarn Garden, watching their live on Friday, and she was talking about her color of the month, and she did an interesting little thing. She showed like the first dye that she did. She had a vision, of course, showed the first dye of 4 skeins or whatnot, and it wasn't what she was looking for. So she showed us those, and then she showed us the next one, and then the next attempt, and then the final, what the final looked like. It was very interesting. It started out completely different than what it ended up like. Completely different, which is very interesting. So when it comes, because I don't have it yet, I'll show you. This was, I think, the second attempt, her second attempt. And it's beautiful. So she calls hers, these are her oopsies, but they're really just attempts that she didn't like how they turned out. It wasn't what she was looking for. Not that they're not pretty and beautiful, because they are, but it just wasn't what she was looking for. But this is called, she just calls them wildflowers because they're one-offs. They'll never be created again. But look how pretty it is. Look how pretty it is. It's absolutely gorgeous. I was on the treadmill Friday and she was selling these, her wildflowers. I think there were 4, 8, 12 of them. I think there were 12. Yeah, because there were 3 different batches that she tried and didn't get what she was hoping for. And so she was selling them on Friday. And I'm on the treadmill like, I want one sold by this wasn't the weight I really wanted. I would have preferred the DK. This is fingering, but isn't it pretty? It's so pretty. Wait till you see. Wait till you see how it actually turned out. And while I was there, I bought the biggest ball of yarn I've ever bought in my life because my son and I talked about making him a hexie cardigan. He saw mine. He liked it. I showed him the Jason Momoa Jack Black ones, and he was like, I'd wear one of those. So we started talking about it. This is what we came up with. Are you ready for this thing? It is bigger than my head. All right, this is the color he chose. This is the yarn I used for my hexie cardigan, the first one I made, which is jewel spun from Serdar. But this is a newer yarn. They came out with jewel spun first, and then they came out with this jewel spun ombre yarn in these huge balls. And now they've come out with a jewel spun that has wool content in it as well. So there's now 3 different lines of the jewel spun, or 3 different yarns in the jewel spun line. But he liked the blue. Went back and forth with blue. There was a gray, silvery color. This has, are you ready? It has 1,093 yards. This is almost 1,100 yards of yarn. And if I cannot get a hexie cardigan out of that, because they don't take that much yarn really, because it's that granny stitch, so it's wholly, you know what I mean? It's not a real dense fabric that it makes. I'll be able to get him a cardigan out of this. I know I can. So that's what I got. So see, I did get yarn. Of course, I got yarn. I mean, these are for, you know, the upcoming crochet along, which I'll get started as soon as I finish the other one. I'm going to finish the other one first. And then a couple just one-off things, and then this for Josh. And the other one, I had to buy yarn so I could use what I had. Isn't that how it goes? I had yarn in stash I was using, but I didn't have enough of the yarn in stash, so I had to buy more to go with the stash. It's how it works, folks. It's how it works. That's crochet math for you, right? All right, that's all I have for now. I got to put this stuff away, and I got to get busy, and I got more videos to record, but I really want to finish. It's going to take me a while to finish the border on the last crochet along thing, but I just got to keep working at it. Keep working at it. The arm, it's coming back slowly but surely. It's coming back. I just, you know, can't do too much at a time, but I can crochet often. How's that? Not for too long, but often. All right. I'm going to let you guys go. Sorry for all the interruptions and the cat and the dog and the this and the that, but we made it through. All right. I'll see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.